Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. We've got a blockbuster video for you today. This transfer window is going to drive me mad, I swear. At the end of this window, I might be losing my marbles, just to let you know. By the time we reach deadline day, I could be bouncing from the floor to the ceiling on a consistent basis. So just as a prior warning to all of you, because things have gone left and then right and then up and then down, and we're not even in July. It's honestly unreal. Anyway, we're going to get into the latest, and there's something that's happened over the last hour, which a lot of you are going to love. But before we get into it, I want to let you know, this video is brought to you and sponsored by the OneFootball app. Yes, for all of your footballing needs, all of your footballing requirements, it's all there in the OneFootball app, especially during this transfer window where you want to find out all the latest as it comes in from multiple different avenues. OneFootball is the place to get all of your latest from across the globe in the football world. So make sure you download the OneFootball app, hit that link in the description, download it now and enjoy. Let's get cracking because I'm feeling some Brazilian. I'm feeling some samba. Yeah, and Thiago Silva has turned into an agent, and I never thought I'd say this, but here we are. What's he done? Thiago Silva's decided to say a few words, and it's got the entire fan base, I think, pretty excited. Now, a lot of you are still probably going to think this is unrealistic. I thought the same until today, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's get right into it. What did Thiago Silva do? Thiago, what did you do, my friend? What did you do? Let's get cracking. This is what Thiago Silva has done. He has to go to Chelsea. If it happens, it will be for the best. He needs no comments. So far, I don't know anything, but I hope it comes to fruition. That's Thiago Silva talking about none other than flipping NEYMAR. NEYMAR. Now, some of you are going to say, but Younes, it's Thiago Silva. Yeah, he's saying this. That's very nice, but it's NEYMAR. He's not going to come. We can't afford him. It's just stupid. It's unrealistic. It's what are we going to pay him? Like 600 grand a week? Like it's going to entirely destroy our wage structure and the way we do business with the rest of our squad. I agree. I hear you. I'm in full agreement. Yes. And that is why, initially, when I heard about this NEYMAR to Chelsea possibility, I'm like, nah. Until today. Why? Well, the same article that released the quotes from Thiago Silva has also given us some information about PSG. You're going to like this. PSG have told NEYMAR, linked to FC Barcelona, that they would be willing to let him leave on a loan this summer and pay the required salary. So, let me get this straight. And by the way, to Barcelona, I mean, even Barca could be possible now. If PSG are willing to let him go, which apparently is the case because PSG, not on the same terms, seems to have fallen out a little bit. NEYMAR not happy. PSG happy to move on without NEYMAR, and they're happy for him to go. If they're going to be allowing him to go on loan and pay his salary still, just as long as he's not in the squad and interrupting what they're trying to do without him, I guess. Well, that's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. Even for Barcelona, because Barcelona are in financial difficulty, especially when it comes on the loan aspect of things, because of salary caps and all of that. If they can get NEYMAR in and they don't have to pay his wages, great for Barca. But the same applies for Chelsea here. If we don't need to pay his salary, what are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? Get him to the bridge immediately. I will book his cab from the airport to Cobham without question, and I'll pay for it. No worries at all. Yes, I will pay for his cab. I shouldn't, but I will do it. Honestly, this is quite unbelievable. And Thiago Silva, Agent Thiago, to start talking in this sort of way, publicly, is actually a little bit surprising, especially as a senior player at Chelsea, someone that plays basically week in, week out, and he's just completely entertaining it Yeah, Neymar to Chelsea. Yeah, I would tell him to do it. You know, like, this is going to be a very interesting story. We'll see how this develops. But there's also more. You know, Chelsea are after a sporting director. And so far, we've been linked with the two most likable ones that I know are very, very, in terms of the rank of order of sporting directors that we might actually go for, Michael Edwards and Paul Mitchell. We are linked with them the most, and it seems like we'll be getting one of those. But there's a third name that's entered the fray. And that is Maxwell. Was at PSG. Not as the sporting director, but I believe as the assistant sporting director and someone that is going to be stepping up to that role eventually. Well, he was at PSG, and now we're hearing this. Interesting, Maxwell is linked with the sporting director role at Chelsea. I spoke to him a few months ago, and he seemed very impressive. This was by Nazar Kinsella. And I have to say, if there's anyone in terms of a sporting director role that can actually facilitate a Neymar to Chelsea move, it would be Maxwell. So, I mean, could this actually happen? I'm still deep down, I'm still not convinced. I don't think we'll see Neymar to Chelsea, but I can't help but wonder now, when I hear Thiago Silva saying things like this, or we're linked with Maxwell on top of that, and we don't have to pay his salary, could he be the marquee signing Todd Bowley promised? I mean, yeah, crazy. The transfer window at Chelsea is never boring. Never boring. For good and for bad. Never boring. But let me know your thoughts down below. Do you see this as happening? Do you see Agent Thiago as actually Agent Thiago and he's going to help facilitate this? Do you think maybe we get Maxwell and he pushes this through? Let me know. Or do you think no chance, it's not happening, forget it? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this. Personally, as I've said, I still don't think it'll happen. But I have to say, I think less of that now than I did about 2 hours ago. So, yeah, we'll wait and see. Now, Ben Jacobs has given us an update in regards to Dembele. So let's get right into that and hear what is the latest with Dembele, because this is going to go to deadline day as far as I'm concerned. Maybe deadline day of his contract, which is in 2 days, not actually deadline day. But Chelsea haven't tabled anything new or formal for Dembele. All agent talk ahead of fresh negotiations with Barca. CFC will assess after they know whether Dembele will sign with Barcelona. They have verbally discussed terms, and figures quoted also didn't meet Dembele's demands. Chelsea's interest in Dembele is genuine. Tuchel does ideally want him, but Chelsea are trying to avoid being used at this point to get Dembele better terms at Barcelona. Situation will be clearer in the next 24 to 48 hours, but for now, nothing has changed. And you know what? I have to say, with this, I'm on Chelsea's side here completely. It would be stupid from a business standpoint to actually put something on the table and give Barcelona the leverage in order to know what they have to do in order to reach an agreement, when you know you can be after a player and get him for significantly less if you just don't move. And that is what I think Chelsea are doing. And I believe, as I've said, the interest is there. Have we even agreed something with Dembele? Perhaps, but it's not actually... oh, he's decided and he's made a decision. We're still waiting on that. And right now, Barcelona have an offer on the table. We don't. We've approached him, we've spoken. Now, I don't know if there's been any informal issues. I personally, my own opinion, I think we've spoken with Dembele. And I think there is some sort of an agreement there. And I think he'd be happy to come to Chelsea. But it's been clear over the last few days that Barcelona are still an option for him. So we're going to just have to lay back and go, hey, make your decision. And if he does decide to stick at Barcelona and stay, we move on to Rafinha. And you know what? That I'm actually not against. I'm not against that. And I think we will end up with one of them. On top of that, Raheem Sterling is definitely coming to Chelsea at this point. I think I'd be shocked if Sterling does not become a Chelsea player now. I think it's basically pretty much just a signature left to put on the flipping dotted line that's done. But Rafinha. Now, we heard something about Richarlison earlier today, and weirdly enough, that relates to Rafinha. So let me show you exactly the thread and what's going on. Here's the latest on Richarlison. Despite Chelsea's interest in Richarlison, talks between Tottenham and Everton are moving in a positive light. There is already a negotiation well underway. Agreement should be around £60 million. Simon Phillips also adds this in regards to Rafinha. Now, we're going to get into that very shortly, but let me just say, before we touch on Rafinha, Richarlison, £60 million. To be honest, I'll be glad if we don't actually entertain that. 60 million for Richarlison isn't fantastic. I'm going to be real. Richarlison, someone you'd probably take for 40, 45, 50 is a stretch. 60, no. I think it's wise that Chelsea don't spend that much money on a Richarlison. Someone who we're not sure as to whether he's actually going to come in and succeed or actually have some sort of impact. We're not sure on that. You know, that he seems like he has traits, but it can be a big gamble. We've gambled a lot recently with Lukaku, and he's off to Milan today, so that's good news. But Richarlison, 60 million. If Tottenham want to splash that, cool. There's news that Tottenham are about to spend 100 million on Richarlison and another player. I think it's Gordon. And he's a talent. I have to say, he's a talent. But 100 million on those two? Hey, Tottenham, you want to throw your money out the window? Feel free. Go ahead. We've thrown quite a lot of money out the window. Trust me, it doesn't feel good. But in regards to Rafinha, this is where Rafinha comes into the picture now. Because if Richarlison is heading to Tottenham, boom, that gives us more of a reason to go after Rafinha. So let's check the latest with him out. This is from Simon Phillips. This will be why I was given the below info this morning. Ever-changing situation. It was this. Chelsea are optimistic about landing Rafinha this window. Nothing is done or close yet, and I'm far from ruling out Richarlison, but the pendulum on this one seems to be swinging to Rafinha now. And this is what Simon Phillips actually put out. Also, just a point of interest, I am told that Tottenham are pushing the hardest for Richarlison right now, and this goes in line with what I am hearing on Rafinha, that Chelsea are optimistic about landing him this window. Nothing is done or close yet, and I'm far from ruling out Richarlison, but the pendulum on this one seems to be swinging to Rafinha now. So, when you hear about this, you think, okay, Sterling on one side, is Dembele going to happen? Not so sure, but we've got Rafinha waiting there just in case. And Rafinha is also waiting on Dembele to make his decision, because Dembele's decision impacts whether Barca are going to go for Rafinha too. So there's so many sides waiting on what's going to happen. So we wait. We'll wait and see what happens tomorrow, the day after, and I'll be here to give you my thoughts on it all as it transpires. And yeah, unfortunately on this story, we're going to have to play the waiting game once more. Just like we do every window, 24 hours FC, 48 hours FC, well, we're waiting more FC. So I'll see all of you tomorrow. Give me your thoughts down below on everything I've discussed today. Much appreciated. Don't forget to download the OneFootball app, link in the description. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash like button if you have enjoyed this. And I will see you tomorrow for a brand new one. Have a good one, people. See you then. Take care. And peace.